Hola chicos, today we're going to discuss the direct, the indirect objects and the subject in the sentence. First of all, I wanted to mention the following. The sentence has to have a subject because it is who or what does something. It rains, I go, she eats, so it has to be there. Then the direct object. What receives the action of the verb? For example, we eat cheese. Who eats? We. That's the subject. What do we eat? Cheese. That is the direct object because it receives the action of the verb. The indirect object. I give cheese to my friend. I, who. Give the verb. What? Cheese. To my friend. To whom I give it. So that will be the indirect object. Not all sentences have the indirect object. Not all sentences have the direct object. There are sentences that have only the subject. It rains. I sleep, for example. So, in order to successfully use them in Spanish, you need to memorize the direct and the indirect object pronouns, just like the subject pronouns you already memorized. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ustedes, ellos. So the direct objects and the indirect objects, the pronouns, will need to be memorized. The most important thing, remember those questions. They will immediately give you the answer. What is what in the sentence, okay? So please memorize them as well. All right, let's see. We have a conejo. We have la zanahoria. So we have a sentence. El conejo tiene una zanahoria. The rabbit has a carrot. So the subject is the rabbit because it answers to the question who. What does it have? It has a carrot. What? All right, let's see here, for example, that el conejo come la zanahoria. The rabbit, who, eats what? The carrot. Who, subject, what? Direct object, zanahoria. Does it have indirect object? No, because el conejo answers to the question who, and la zanahoria answers to the question what. Therefore, this sentence has the subject, verb, and the direct object. So let's imagine now that Pepe, the conejo, gives his zanahoria to his friend. So it will be Pepe, the subject, le, indirect object, pronoun, to him, da, gives, zanahoria, the direct object, a su amigo. So now that su amigo will answer to the question to whom, and le also will answer to the question to whom. So in English, you would say Pepe gives the carrot to his friend. In Spanish, you literally say Pepe gives carrot to him, to his friend. That to him in Spanish is a must, and it is redundant from English point of view, and yet it is a must. So that a su amigo, you could say it or you could skip it. That le to him, you have to use, and that is not optional. So you have now three elements. You have who, Pepe. You have to whom, refer to the page 1, his friend. And you have what, the carrot. So you have who, you have to whom, and you have what. Subject, direct object, indirect object, to whom, and the direct object, what. Let's take a look here, all three together. You have here the subject pronouns answering to the question who or what. And you already memorized them. So now it's time to memorize the other ones. Whom and what will be for the direct object. These are the direct object pronouns. And it would mean me, you, him, her, also it, since in Spanish everything is masculine or feminine. Nos will be us, os, you, plural, used only in Spain, you, plural, in Latin America, and them, and it could be masculine or feminine. The indirect object pronoun, it will be to me, to you, to him, to her, to us, to you, or to them. So note that the questions are fundamental and memorization of the pronouns as well. Here you have the indirect object pronouns with the questions for singular and for plural. Please make sure that this one with meal to me, to you, to him, to her, to it, to you, if it is formal instead, to us, to you, plural, informal, used only in Spain, to them, to you. Okay? Next one is you have here the direct and indirect object together. Oh, you see something. Lo and la, los and las. That is the only thing that actually separates them. Everything else, it is actually the same. So look, pay attention to these ones, because these ones are different. So this is a way to memorize them. Hopefully it will be working for you. If not, there are other ways to memorize them. And then finally, let's recapitulate. Number one, you have not all sentences have direct or indirect object. Two direct and indirect object pronouns need to be memorized. Number three, indirect object pronouns are redundant, and you have to use them even when you use the indirect object. So you have to say Pepe le da la zanahoria a su amigo. And yes, it is different from English. He said to his friend, and yet you still have to say to him. So that to him is not negotiable. That is a must. You have to use it. It is redundant, but it also makes Spanish original and interesting. I hope it was a clear explanation. If not, there will be others. Ciao, Scout.